Hello everyone. This class actually is for people to come in and actually do more of a free conversation. It's kind of a game, and we have to have people actually come to um, participate. Um, so what will happen is everybody will choose numbers. We'll put your name on the board, and we'll choose numbers. And then based on the number, we'll either have a conversation about hobbies, current events, we'll have free conversation, we'll talk about family and friends, traveling, work life. And based on the numbers, it'll depend on the length of the time that we will talk to each other. That's asking questions and having a conversation will be based on that. So that's what the lesson is about today. So hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Excellent. What is your name?
My name is Yuki. It's the first time for me to join your class.
Awesome. Well,
Nice
welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a fairly new teacher on Verbling. I've been here just a few days, and it's a pleasure to talk to you as well, Yuki.
Really?
So yeah,
Maybe.
I started on Wednesday, so Wednesday was my first class. So
yeah,
I've had quite a few classes since then, but that was my first class. So yeah, so Yuki, tell me about your picture.
My picture is taken in the center of Moscow, Russia. To tell the truth, I'm originally from Japan, but currently I live in Russia, in Moscow.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You live in Moscow. Okay, so you are what we call an expat.
Expat.
An expat, or it's actually short for expatriate.
Yes.
An expatriate is a person that lives in the country that they were not born in. So,
yes.
Are you in Russia for work?
Yes. First, yes. It's difficult to say because I have been here for a long time, quite more than 15 years. So I have studied here, and after that I have worked here. So I teach Japanese here.
Oh, okay.
And at the same time, I worked as an interpreter, Russian Japanese.
Okay, so you can speak Russian and Japanese.
Yes, now my Russian is much better than my poor English. That's why I join Barbarin's class.
Okay.
Although I have been here, I have joined the Barbarin class already a year, so I'm much older user.
Yeah, exactly.
than you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm new to Verbling, but not new to teaching online and not new to teaching English. So I was actually your neighbor for about 11 years. I taught actually in Finland.
In Finland?
Yeah. So I was there for 11 years.
I'm happy to hear that because Finland is my favorite country. I have been there more than 10 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Before, I have to extend my visa in Russia. To do that, I had to go out from Russia and and get a visa in Russian embassy. That is placed in foreign country. So Finland is a neighbor country from Russia, so it is very convenient for me to go there and get Russian visa, new visa, and come back here to Moscow. So that's why I so many times I have been there in Finland.
Ah, okay. Well, that's
Yes.
cool. So basically, what you did is you have done what we call a visa run. A
Yes, a
visa
bit.
run.
Yes, yes. You can say
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
visa
Because
round. Yes.
a lot of I know a lot of teachers who live in Thailand and Taiwan, and they end up having to go to another country to do a visa run. So, yeah. All right.
But not only the reason of visa. I really like this country,
Uh-huh.
Finland. Atmosphere is good. People is very kind, and water is very nice,
Uh-huh.
tasty.
Yeah.
There, yes. What your impression from this country?
And well,
How long have you been there?
well, I right now I'm in the US, but I actually lived in Finland from 1998 to 2009.
So
Yes.
more than 10 years,
Yes.
11 years you
Yeah.
had been there.
Yeah. And I actually went for a 9-month contract. And and I
Why such a long time? You
Why did I stay for so long? Well, after the first year, my company offered me a 2-year contract, and
yes.
then after the second year, they offered me a permanent contract. And I had moved around many times when I was younger, and I thought, well, I want to see. I've always asked the question, what would happen if I would have stayed somewhere? So I stayed in Finland for a long
Oh,
time, and then I started teaching online. And my mom was getting older, and so I decided to go back to the States with my online
oh.
teaching business, and then I got sidetracked, so I'm back. So
It
anyway,
means that they admit that you are excellent teacher. Yeah.
I hope so. So Finn's taught me a lot. So all right. Well, we have somebody else to join us. We have Miad. Where are you from? Miad?
Hi,
Hi.
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Welcome, Niad. If Saudi Arabia, this is why I love verbaling classes, because we have people from all over the world. We have Yuki here. He's a Japanese expat in Russia. Then you are in Saudi Arabia, and I'm in the U.S. And here we are talking to each other. This is wonderful. So.
Yes,
Yeah, so wonderful. And are you also, have you been taking a lot of verbaling classes?
yes, I'm a premium
Awesome.
member.
Okay, awesome. Well, I hope to see you a lot. I think this is possibly the first time I've taught at this time. So I started on Wednesday, was my first class, and this is class number 21. So I've been teaching a lot, and I'm having so much fun. So anyway, let's go ahead, and I have a conversation game that I've played with a lot of my students through the years, and I had to actually adapt it for the virtual classroom. Usually we'll use a dice, but this time what we're going to do is actually just choose numbers. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write our names on this board. I'll go ahead and write your name on the board. Bear with me a moment. I was trying to move the wrong screen, so I am lucky because I have 2 monitors, so I can do this. So, okay. So we've got
Yes.
Yuki, and then we have it's Miand. Is how do we say it? Miad. How do you
Yes, Mia.
Mayad?
Yes,
Neon. Okay. Okay. So this is actually a conversation class where pretty much we will be speaking the whole time. There's not a lot of grammar. If something comes up, then we'll spontaneously go over like what's the difference between this and this, or this is better said that. But otherwise, what we're going to do is just really talk a lot, and so forth. So what I want both of you to do is give me 4 numbers.
Uh,
4 numbers between 1 and 6.
Any 4 numbers, okay?
Yep. Any 4 numbers between 1 and 6.
3 to 9, 8.
Okay. I'll be between 1 and 6.
Sorry, 3 to 5, 4.
3, 2, 5, 4. Okay. 3, 2, 5, 4. Okay, I might change my numbers because you got 3, 2. Miad?
1.
Okay, you got 1. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I will choose 6, 2, 4, 1. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to randomly choose a number. And so bear with me a moment. Oh, bear with me. We're going to randomly choose a number. Why don't we have Yuki? We'll do your number 3.
Yes.
And Miad will do your number 1. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next screen, and we're going to decide how long the conversation is going to be. Okay, so we have Yuki, you are lucky. We're going to use your number 3 right here. And what was so we got 1 minute. So the first conversation is just 1 minute. That's wonderful. And what was I've already forgotten the last number.
It's difficult to speak out freely.
Yeah, no, that's not the topic. 6. So for 1 minute, 1 minute. So 3 is 1 minute. And then we'll go to the next number is 6, and we'll talk about work life for 1 minute. So this is what we'll do.
1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute for work life. So Yuki, could you tell us what you do for a living? And we've got 1 minute to talk about this. And yeah, okay.
Okay. Currently, I work as a teacher. I teach Japanese language to Russian students here. I have a quite experienced teacher here. I have taught Japanese for more than 10 years. Among my students, there are many young people. They have great interest in Japanese culture, language, and anime, and everything regarding to Japan. I love this job very much because I have it is stimulate my interest. So that's why I stay here.
Awesome. And you also do interpretation as well and translation?
Yes, more than 1 minute, okay? Yes, I
don't know. It hasn't been 1 minute yet, so.
Also, I worked as an interpreter. How to say? I help. I used to help interpret for companies, for individuals. Sometimes I join the conference and on-site interpretation.
Okay. Now it's been 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. So now let's go back to our chart and change the conversation, and maybe both you and Miad could talk this time. So let's go to We did 3 and 6. Let's do number 1, and which is 5 minutes. So the conversation will be 5 minutes. And we'll go to number 2. 5 minutes for 5 minutes for 5 minutes. We'll talk about number 2, current events.
For me?
Events. No, all of you.
Oh.
So let's start with Mayad. Can you think of some current event that is happening either in the world or in Saudi Arabia that you want to tell us about? And Yuki and I will ask you questions. And and in the meantime, I am going to be writing down feedback on the chat. So if you guys see me writing, that's what I'm doing. Okay?
Okay. There's something is happening in the world which make a very big problem for all people around the world, which is the new Islamic State. They are really bad people. They are doing horrible thing to innocent people. They want all people to follow them, and if you don't follow them, they will kill you. They don't represent Islam. They are really extremists. What else?
Is this ISIS?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Yuki, do you know very much? Have you heard very much about it?
Every day I watch the news report from Iraq. I have interested in the topics,
Okay,
regarding ISIS.
Yeah, and what is the feeling in Saudi Arabia about this Islamic State?
Of course, we will reject this kind of horrible things. We don't agree with them, and we don't follow them.
Okay, so it's not the Muslim most of the Muslims in the world. It's just a small group of people who are doing this.
Yes, you can say they are a small faction.
Yeah. I have been so busy. I don't even know what has been the response by many of the other nations to this. Has there been responses by other nations, Yuki or Miad?
I think in Russia now many Russia have a big problem with Ukraine now, so comparatively, so how to say, so I think this topics is not so big. Not so often reported in the news, but of course it's a very hot topic, so many people have interested in this topic. But I think they have many people, including Russian government, have a negative opinion about behavior of this organization. I mean the terrorist group like ISIS, Islamic State. But regarding the bombing attack by bombing.
Yeah, you don't say the B, so it's bomb, just the bomb.
Regarding the bomb attack by the U.S., Russian government have a very negative reaction. Many Russian newspapers criticized the U.S. action against Syria.
Mhm.
I mean the bomb attack.
Yeah. I have heard vaguely about it because I don't have a TV, so I don't watch. So,
Yeah.
um, uh, so I
You are
think,
not like American.
yeah. Well,
I think Americans are very fond of watching television.
yeah. I mean, I do. I watch things, but I just don't watch the regular TV. So I'm not watching the news right now. Um, so I think I recall seeing on the internet newspaper that I was reading that the U.S. bombed Syria, but was it because of this new Islamic State?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Uh,
Mayand, what do the Saudi Arabians feel about the U.S. taking that type of action?
Sorry?
The United States bombed Syria because of ISIS.
I don't understand.
Um,
Do you mean the USA attacks
yeah.
the ITS?
Yes. Yeah. Then.
Yes, I think I agree with the USA to remove this faction, this dangerous faction.
Mhm.
But if USA attack innocent people, I will not be agree.
Yeah.
Like Syrian people, they are innocent.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not really. I don't know. It was this a. You guys know better than me because I have not been watching, and we need to change the conversation. So we might go back to this conversation, but it's been 5 minutes. So let's go back and change the conversation. So so let's. Like I said, this is a moving conversation. So.
Okay.
So we'll go back and we'll go to number 2 and then number 2. So we might be able to continue with this conversation. Let's see. So for 12 minutes,
whoa.
2 and 2, 12 minutes, we will talk again about current events. We'll continue with this. So did the United States do this alone, or did they do this with allied nations?
I think in this time, regarding the bomb attack to ISIS, I think America conduct alone, but although UK support the idea of active intervene by America
Mm-hmm.
to 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 the problem in Iraq.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But mhm.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Understand? Okay.
Yeah, I totally understand.
So, because America, I think Obama personally don't doesn't want to. I suppose that Obama doesn't want to intervene Iraqi's issues more because
Mm-hmm.
for a long time America spend many budget to Iraqi's problem,
Mm-hmm.
including the Iraq war. So, there is no option for him to intervening to Iraq issue because very powerful terrorists now occupied many cities in Iraq,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a many problem also in Syria, and their influence is now expanding. So America has no option but to maybe bombing
A bomb, yeah.
that bomb.
Yeah, that's true. The United States has already spent a lot of money um, over in that region of the world, and but what do you think? Do countries like the United States and the UK have a responsibility to help out their neighbors like this?
You
Miad?
mean the neighbor, mean the Iraq or?
Yeah, well, I figure everybody's our neighbor, so. The world's not that big, you know. Miad, what do you think? Do other countries have a responsibility to help in this type of situation?
Yes, I think all countries must be together to fight terrorists, and they should work together for peace. And I think there must be allies with the United States, like UK, Germany, France, and so many other countries.
Okay, yeah. I think it's a lot of people are, um, you know, there is for some Americans, they're not sure that we should spend so much money in parts of the world that do not affect us.
Yes.
Yeah, and
But
so I think
know,
after 911, that changed. That attitude changed because it does affect us. So
yes, but I think I see fighting the USA because I watched a video that one of ICIC was killing two American journalists. So that affects the USA.
oh, okay,
And
yeah.
yesterday they killed a British citizen.
Did
So
they? Okay.
yeah, it affects all the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, it should. You know, there's even you know the tragedy in Africa that's happening with the Ebola virus.
Mm.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
I
I
even
don't know. I have no knowledge about it.
okay, I've actually read more about that than I have about the you know the attack and so forth. But the Ebola virus it is a very terrible disease, and it can be spread very quickly, and it can go around the world very quickly. So even though right now it's only in two nations in Africa, it can affect everybody very quickly, and that's the same as the terrorism and the things that these men have done. This faction is doing, because who knows how many groups they have already in how many pockets they have in Western nations already. You know, so I agree with you, but all right. You guys have anything else more to say about that?
About Ebola virus or
About
IC problem?
small problems, not small problems. Problems in one part of the world will affect everything. Everybody can affect everybody.
Regarding Ebola virus,
Or
recently, sorry.
yeah, go for it.
Regarding Ebola virus, recently it is reported that some people have been survived from the disease. Firstly, it was said that it is mortal, very dangerous disease. It is mortality,
Uh-huh. The
right?
mortality rate is high.
Mortality rate is very high,
Uh-huh.
but recently some people has been recovered, cured from the virus. So that's hope for many people who are
Yeah.
who are who are who are very yes
Scared.
scared
Yeah.
scared.
I mean, I'm scared of because I think, like, for example, the issue that Mayad brought up, it can actually cause racial tension in my country.
I heard that
And
some Americans have also infected. Yeah,
for the Ebola virus, yes,
Ebola virus.
there's been a doctor
Two
and a
Americans.
nurse. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And they are now in America. Yeah.
And
No.
one of them recovered.
Already recovered.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So, um, okay, we've got 2 more minutes. Mayad, what do you think? Do you think that in other countries around the world, a racial tension will increase because of this faction? That maybe some people who are ignorant will think that group represents all Muslims.
No,
Is that a concern?
What?
Does that concern people in Saudi Arabia?
Again, please.
Is it a concern for people in Saudi Arabia that other people who are maybe ignorant or not, they don't understand, that they think that this militant group or this faction is actually representing all Muslims?
That group, of course, don't represent all Muslims.
Yeah, but is there concern that they will be?
No, we don't. We don't accept them. But some people from other country who doesn't anything about Islam, they will think that all Muslim like ICIC. They
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm
So
asking.
yeah. So some people will have misunderstanding of Islam. So that I think that people affect Islam reputation.
hmm It's kind of like in the States, and another example are the Christians who bomb abortion clinics. It's not it's not the majority of the Christians. It's just a small group, that they are so anti-abortion that they bomb abortion clinics. Have you heard about those people?
I don't understand abortion clinic.
Abortion clinic is a doctor's office, and abortion is where they go and they basically they kill the fetus, or they kill the baby. They kill the baby inside the mother.
Okay, but I understand the meaning. But again, your question.
Yeah, well, the same. What I'm saying is, in the Christian world, the same thing. There are people that have gone out. They're so anti-abortion that they go and they bomb abortion clinics in the name of Christ, and that's not what most Christians want. So it's the same thing. They're killing people. It's like
the same thing.
Yeah.
They kill innocent babies inside their mothers.
Yeah, well, the Christians are the ones, they're killing the doctors. So, not the Christians, but the
they don't represent Christianity.
Yeah, they're not representing Christianity, because I think both Muslims and Christians and Buddhists as well. The main thing is love, right? and peace and good things for mankind. So anyway, let's go on to another topic. So let's go to number 5 and number 3. Okay, 5 and 3. So 5 is 8 minutes, and 3 is free. Okay, so let's change the topic, and we'll talk for 8 minutes about something. Maya, do you want to just ask Yuki a question about anything you want to talk about?
Free?
Yeah, free is anything. It's your choice. Free choice.
Okay, let me think about it. Is Yuki from Japan?
Yes.
Yes, originally I'm from Japan, but currently I live in Moscow in Russia.
Oh, okay.
Currently I live in Russia.
Okay, what's
Yes.
the difference between live in Japan and Russia?
Yes, there are big difference between our country's people, habit, tradition, people's mindset. It is difficult to say shortly. For example, when you go to the shop, yeah, in Japan, not only in Japan, in many countries, shop clerk have to say thank you for buying our goods, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but in Russia it is opposite. Client have to say thank you for selling this goods. And shop clerk should say that's okay. So it is very difficult to get used to this habit for me.
Wow.
Thank you for selling me this newspaper, maybe. You understand?
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
Because in the time of Soviet Union, there is no concept of service. You have to wait in a long line to buy something foods, eggs, chickens, bread. You have to wait a long time in the and shop clerk selling something is just a work, just a job for shop clerks. So that's why such a tradition have been how to say have occurred. Yes.
Okay. And so it's completely opposite, just the concept of thank you, right?
Yes, service. Yes, concept of service.
Uh-huh.
Customer service, I mean.
Uh-huh. Interesting. I find it interesting because the concept of actually saying thank you in different countries is very different. When I lived in Finland, they only expected you to say thank you one time. So if you get invited, when you get invited to somebody's home in Finland, which is very, very rare, you come to the door and you say thank you, and that's the only time you need to say thanks. Well, in the U.S., you end up saying thank you about every 20 minutes. Oh, thank you so much for having me. Oh, and where in Finland, you only need to say something once. You don't need to say it over and over. And if you say it more than once, then you're not being sincere. Where in the U.S., in the U.S., if you say it more than once, that's important. So.
Yeah, I haven't noticed about it. When I went to Finland, I was
Uh-huh.
very surprised that there are very big different from Russia.
Uh-huh.
All shop clerks are smiling all the time, say thank you, and they are very kind.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't know that
Ah,
they
yeah.
they say thank you only one time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's I was reading that actually in a book about cross-cultural
Don't you
differences.
think it is very interesting? Russia and Finland placed in northern, they are northern country, but
Uh-huh.
habit is completely different.
Exactly.
Their neighbor.
And you go to Sweden, it's even more different.
Yes, maybe, but I haven't feel such a big difference between Sweden and Finland.
Ah, okay.
I felt more big, bigger. I felt
Bigger
bigger,
difference.
much bigger difference between Russia and Finland.
Ah, okay. Mayand, would you say that are there cultural differences between Saudi Arabia and other neighboring countries as well?
No, I think because in my country we have a Arab neighbors
Uh-huh.
like Kuwait, Emirates, and we have different. We have I think our culture is close.
Mm-hmm.
We don't differ much.
You don't what? Excuse me?
We don't differ much
We
from each
don't.
other.
Oh, we don't differ much. Okay. Yeah, because I couldn't decide whether I thought you said develop, and I didn't understand that. But differ. Okay, so we don't differ much from each other. Okay. Well, okay. So I spent about 10 days in Dubai. Is
Hmm.
that similar to like your town where you live in Saudi
No,
Arabia?
no. Dubai is different
Okay. Because there's.
because of tourists in Dubai.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Dubai is a tourist city,
Okay.
so it has so many cultures.
Okay. And we have somebody new. Welcome. What is your name? Oh, she's gone.
I also
Oh.
have been Dubai.
Uh-huh.
It's a very modern city, so I think there is
Yes,
a big difference between Arabia and Dubai. D-
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Dubai has,
very big.
I was surprised that Dubai has no oil production. That's why they are very strived to invite foreign investors to their countries, and they tried their best to become a center of investigation and how to say in
Investigation.
and trade
Okay, and probably investment. I don't think you mean,
investment and
yeah,
trade.
because investigation is what a policeman would do. Investment.
But as I know, main industry of Saudi Arabia is oil production. It's right, yeah. So that's big
Yes,
difference.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, I loved Dubai, so I was hoping that that was like that everywhere. But of course, you go to a town that's full of tourists and tourists or expats. There's a lot of there's a huge expat community in Dubai, I think. So
Yes, it's very yes more
so
than
so all three of us have been to Dubai, right?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. And Mayad, have you been to Dubai?
no,
Oh, okay. So
I wish, but I know because Dubai is so close to
uh-huh.
us.
Yeah. Have you traveled very much? Had the opportunity to travel abroad very often?
No, I
No,
haven't traveled abroad.
not yet. So,
I will travel.
Yeah, well, since you're studying English, I think that's where would you like to travel?
I would like to travel to so many countries.
Uh,
Yeah, I would travel to UK
uh-huh,
and Japan.
uh-huh.
Japan.
Oh, that
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that.
Japan's on my
Thank
list
Come
as
to
well.
Japan, it would be very interesting for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's my
Japan.
dream to travel there.
Is it true that Japan has like some of the best spas in the world?
I don't know, but for many people around the world have a very how to precious experience in Japan because our culture is quite different from Western countries' culture.
Uh-huh.
We have a very mm, how to say original culture.
Uh-huh.
And
Maybe traditional.
traditional,
Hmm.
traditional, original,
I would say traditional is better.
traditional culture that is differ from Western one. And at the same time, we have a very modern
Yeah,
things. Yes, Japanese product is very well known all over the world, and the Japanese anime and how to say manga is also popular now. So you have maybe you will be fun to visit Japan.
I really want to go there too. So,
Yes,
yeah,
welcome.
me too.
yeah. I've had enough students through the years from Japan that I'm convinced that that's one place I want to go. Um, so another,
I have traveled to many countries,
uh-huh.
maybe more than 20 countries, but unfortunately I haven't been Saudi Arabia. So have a great hope to visit your country
You are welcome.
someday.
Yeah, me too. I would like to
Someday.
go there as well. I've only been to 14 countries, and that's a lot for some people, but it's what we say a drop in the bucket for other people. Drop in the
Another
bucket.
student in Bavaring, he is my friend.
Uh-huh.
He is also from Saudi Arabia.
Uh-huh.
So
Arabia.
he Saudi Arabia. So I'm
Or
sorry.
you could just say KSA too. So,
Okay.
Yeah, he has talked about this country many things. So I have now interested in this country.
yeah, you're interested. It's funny. When you guys were kids, what was the one country that you wanted to go to? Is there one specific country that was your first, like, I want to go there?
Yeah, USA. When I was
Really?
a kid, yeah,
Oh, okay.
I dreamed to go there.
Okay. How about you, Yuki?
Yes, I'd like to go to much more. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you were a kid, what was the first country
When
that
I
you
was
wanted?
kid, sorry.
Yeah.
When I was kid, of course I wanted to go to America
Uh-huh.
because for many Japanese, America is very close country, uh,
Mhm.
culturally and maybe economically. So and it is a kind of expectation, hope, high hope, uh, how to say, for many people, for many Japanese to visit this country.
Uh-huh.
So I was one of them. So
Okay. Yeah. I wanted to go to the Philippines. Um,
Philippines.
Yeah, I saw pictures of the Philippines when I was 9 years old. Some people had just come from the Philippines, and I saw pictures. And from then on, I wanted to go to the Philippines. And all the way
Wow.
through high school, I followed their politics, and I knew so much about it. And then I've been to so many countries, but I've never had the opportunity to go to the Philippines. So
Interesting.
I think
Yeah.
you are able now to go to Philippines.
Hopefully one day, yeah. Well, right now I have my little dog. Have you? Oh, here, let me show you. This is. Let's go. Let's turn off my camera. This is my little dog, and I moved him from Finland to the U.S. and he was so traumatized that I have to
Oh.
stay in the U.S. until he dies.
Is
What
he
is his
fit?
name?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was born in Hungary.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And he moved to Finland as a baby, and then when he was
And
6 years old, I moved him here, and it was just a traumatic experience. So I won't move him abroad again.
so maybe he has experienced big culture gap. Yeah.
Yeah, that well,
Because
the
he
first
he was born in Hungary and he was raised
He
in
is lucky.
England
yeah he went.
and US.
He's had to learn English. It's passive English. He doesn't speak it, and he also, um, what he's had to learn English, and what was the other thing? Oh, what? And when we first came to the States, he had jet lag.
Oh, jet lag. Yeah.
Yeah, he had jet lag, and so he slept during the day and was roaming the house during the night, and then he switched over. But
What a
anyway,
poor daughter.
poor little guy. So anyway, it's been a pleasure talking to you both, and I hope to see you in another class sometime. Some of my classes are like this one; they're conversation based and conversation focused. Just because the more you speak, the more you will increase your fluency. Other classes might be based on grammar or whatever. So I hope to see you in another class sometime. So,
Thank you.
all right, thank you very much.
Take care.
You're welcome.
See
Thanks.
you.
Thank you both. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.